Have you ever trusted someone so completely, only to be betrayed when you least expected it? That moment when your trust crumbles like sand slipping through your fingers, leaving you stunned and questioning everything. It's a feeling we've all encountered at some point, a sense of deep hurt and confusion that lingers long after the betrayal. But what if loyalty isn't something you should just give away, but something you must test to truly understand? This is where Machiavelli's wisdom comes in. He believed trust is not something to be given lightly, nor something that should be expected from others without a true trial. Think about Ithao many times. Have you placed your trust in someone only to watch them turn away when you needed them most? Machiavelli would argue that trust, like power, must be earned, not given. It's an uncomfortable truth, but an essential one. The loyalty you seek from others should never be assumed. It must be tested, measured, and proven. Only then can you truly understand whether someone is worthy of your faith. The question is, are you willing to face this reality? Or will you continue to trust blindly, only to be left shattered when betrayal strikes again? Niccolò Machiavelli, a name often associated with power, strategy, and political cunning, was more than just a cold-blooded manipulator. He was a keen observer of human nature, someone who understood the complexities of loyalty and trust better than most. Unlike the idealistic belief that loyalty should be unconditional, Machiavelli viewed it with a more skeptical lens. For him, loyalty wasn't something freely given. It was something that had to be tested. Machiavelli didn't trust easily. His political writings, especially in The Prince, reveal his deep understanding of human psychology and the fragile nature of alliances. He famously said, "Loyalty is a double-edged sword." This simple statement encapsulates the very essence of Machiavelli's philosophy. Loyalty, when freely given, can be just as dangerous as it is valuable. It's not something to be taken for granted, nor is it something that can be expected from others without proving its worth. In Machiavelli's world, loyalty was a weapon, one that could either protect you or destroy you, depending on how you wielded it. For Machiavelli, loyalty is only meaningful when it has been tested. In a world driven by manipulation and self-interest, loyalty isn't an innate virtue, it's something that must be earned through actions, not words. People are often driven by their own desires and ambitions, which means that loyalty, as Machiavelli saw it, could be fleeting. It could disappear as quickly as it was given, depending on the situation. A person loyal today might betray you tomorrow if their self-interest shifts. This realization led Machiavelli to stress the importance of testing loyalty. You cannot afford to trust someone blindly, especially when the stakes are high. Only through trials can you truly determine who will stand by you when it matters most. Machiavelli's philosophy on loyalty is a harsh but necessary truth. In a world filled with power struggles, alliances, and betrayal, loyalty is not guaranteed. It must be continually assessed, challenged, and verified. As he put it, trust is a tool, not a given. Use it wisely, or it will be your downfall. Through this lens, we see that loyalty isn't just about the comfort of knowing someone has your back. It's about the assurance that, when the time comes, they will prove their loyalty again and again. This is the harsh reality Machiavelli presented. Loyalty, like power, must be earned, not assumed. How many times have you trusted someone, only to find that your trust was misplaced? It's a question that's difficult to answer without a sense of bitterness, because we've all been there investing our emotions, our faith, our loyalty into someone, only to discover they didn't hold up their end of the bargain. The truth is, we often give trust too easily, believing that others share our values, intentions, or capacity for loyalty. But what happens when that trust is broken? The pain is immediate, sharp, and often accompanied by the realization that we were too quick to believe. The question then becomes, how do you know if someone is truly loyal or if they're simply pretending? In many cases, people are skilled at hiding their true intentions. They can say the right things, act in ways that make you believe they are on your side, but in reality, they're simply waiting for the right moment to turn away, or worse, betray you. These are the subtle signs of fake loyalty actions designed to deceive. They might offer kind words, be there when things are good, and seem to have your back when you need them. But when the stakes are raised, when the pressure hits, their true colors begin to show. Machiavelli, with his ruthless but pragmatic approach to power and relationships, would say this is exactly why loyalty must be tested. If you don't challenge the loyalty of those around you, you'll never truly know who can be trusted. People can easily pretend to be loyal when things are easy, but how do they act when you're no longer the most convenient person to stand by? How do they respond when you're faced with a crisis, when sacrifices are needed, or when their self-interest is on the line? These are the moments that reveal true loyalty or expose the lack of it. Machiavelli would argue that without these trials, loyalty remains a fleeting, unreliable concept. It is not enough to simply believe that someone is loyal because they say they are, or because they've been there in the past. True loyalty must be tested through adversity, through conflict, and through difficult situations. This is the only way to separate the genuine from the pretenders, the ones who will remain when you need them the most, from those who are only there when it benefits them. And without these tests, we risk repeating the same mistakes, trusting people who have not yet earned our trust. Machiavelli's philosophy on loyalty is built on the idea that true loyalty is not a given. It is something that must be tested and proven over time. This concept is deeply ingrained in his writings, particularly in The Prince, where he discusses the importance of discerning who among your followers can truly be trusted. For Machiavelli, loyalty is not a simple matter of words or gestures. It is a test that must be conducted in times of adversity. In his world, loyalty is not a static quality that you can rely on indefinitely. Rather, it is a dynamic force, one that must be continually measured to ensure it remains genuine. Machiavelli's skepticism about loyalty can be traced back to his observations of historical leaders. Take, for instance, the great Roman emperors or medieval kings figures who were constantly surrounded by intrigue, betrayal, and shifting alliances. These leaders understood the importance of testing the loyalty of those around them. They didn't simply take someone's word for it. They put their most trusted allies to the test in difficult situations. The loyalty of a close advisor or general might be questioned when they were asked to take a risk or face a sacrifice. Only through these tests could a leader truly understand whether their ally was loyal or whether they were simply biding their time until a better opportunity came along. Machiavelli did not believe in unconditional kindness or goodness. He understood that people, even those close to you, are often driven by self-interest. To believe that someone will always be loyal because they are good or kind is to live in a state of naivety. For Machiavelli, loyalty must be forged through hard tests, trials that will reveal a person's true character. His rejection of blind faith in others is a core principle in his philosophy. Loyalty, in his view, cannot be assumed, it must be earned through actions and proven through adversity. This perspective also leads to a critique of those who trust too easily. Machiavelli warns against giving your loyalty freely to those who have not yet proven their worth. He understood that, over time, people's priorities can change, as can their commitment to a cause or a leader. The same person who was once loyal may, under certain pressures or temptations, abandon you. The loyalty that comes too easily is the loyalty that can easily slip away when circumstances change. This is why Machiavelli stresses the importance of questioning loyalty, of never assuming that someone will be there when you need them most. Machiavelli's advice is clear: let time be the ultimate test. It's not enough to judge someone's loyalty in the moment or based on temporary circumstances. Only through the passage of time and the facing of challenges can you truly see whether someone is worthy of your trust. Time, as Machiavelli suggests, exposes the cracks in loyalty, revealing who will stand by you when the stakes are high and who will walk away when it no longer serves their interest. This principle is not just about testing others, it's about understanding the nature of loyalty itself. It's about recognizing that loyalty is a living, breathing force that requires constant vigilance. People will show their true colors when they are forced to make a difficult choice. In those moments, the superficial nature of their loyalty will either shine through or falter. Through history, we see examples of leaders who, like Machiavelli, understood the fragile nature of loyalty. Napoleon Bonaparte, for instance, was known to test the loyalty of his generals, sometimes placing them in high-risk situations to see whether they would truly follow him. In contrast, leaders who failed to test loyalty often found themselves betrayed when they least expected it. Machiavelli's insights into loyalty are harsh, but they are grounded in a deep understanding of human nature. His warning is simple: do not trust too easily, for loyalty can be a fleeting thing. Instead, let time be the crucible that reveals whether the people in your life can truly be trusted. Only then can you ensure that the loyalty you give and receive is genuine, strong, and capable of withstanding the tests that life inevitably presents. Let's consider a few real-life scenarios where loyalty is tested. Think about your closest friends, your colleagues, or even your romantic partners. How often have you found yourself in a situation where the loyalty of these people was called into question? Perhaps it was a time when you needed support during a crisis, or when a major decision was on the line, and you looked to those closest to you for guidance. It's in these moments, when the stakes are high and the pressure is on, that loyalty is truly tested. Machiavelli would argue that loyalty in these situations is not something to be taken for granted. True loyalty isn't shown in easy, comfortable times, but in moments when everything is on the line. Think about a close friend or family member who, when you were in need, chose to stay by your side, even when it was inconvenient or risky for them. Now think about the others who may have turned away or stayed silent when you needed them most. The difference in these responses reveals much about the nature of their loyalty. Take the workplace, for example. You may have a colleague you've known for years, someone who has always been friendly and supportive. But when a significant opportunity arises, perhaps a promotion or a high-profile projecto, does their loyalty hold up? Will they support you, or will they throw you under the bus to advance their own interests? Machiavelli would see this as a crucial moment to test the loyalty of a colleague. If they pass the test, you'll know that their support is genuine and that you can count on them when it matters. But if they fail, if they betray you or act in their own self-interest, it's a clear sign that their loyalty was never as strong as it appeared. Romantic relationships provide another vivid example. Imagine you're in a committed relationship and a major life decision comes up. Perhaps it's a choice to move to a new city for a job, or perhaps it's a financial decision that could change the course of your life. The way your partner responds to this challenge will reveal the depth of their loyalty. Are they fully supportive of your decisions, even if it means personal sacrifice for them? Or do they pull away, questioning your choices and prioritizing their own comfort? Machiavelli would argue that these moments are where true loyalty is forged. If your partner stands by you through these decisions, you can trust that their loyalty runs deep Building loyalty, Machiavelli would say, is not passive. It's not enough to just wait for loyalty to show up on its own. Loyalty must be tested through real-life decisions, through tough moments where true character is revealed. It's about taking the time to observe how someone behaves when they are under pressure, when there is something to lose. Whether it's a friend, colleague, or partner, these are the moments that matter. These decisions, these challenges, are the crucibles in which loyalty is forged. Machiavelli's view on loyalty challenges us to think critically about the relationships we maintain. He doesn't advocate for blind trust, nor does he believe that loyalty is inherent in people. It must be earned, and it must be tested. He would suggest that loyalty grows not out of a series of easy, agreeable interactions, but through the difficult, the uncomfortable, and the life-altering decisions. Loyalty, in this sense, is a process. It is built on trust, mutual respect, and a shared understanding. But most importantly, it is forged in the heat of trial. It's easy to say we are loyal to others, but it is only when we are tested by life's challenges that our loyalty becomes clear. True loyalty is not something that simply exists. It is something that grows, deepens, and becomes solidified through the decisions we make together under pressure. So, as Machiavelli would advise, don't wait for loyalty to just appear. Create it, challenge it, and test it. Only then can you be sure of its authenticity. The truth about loyalty is often harder to swallow than we care to admit. Loyalty isn't something you can buy or demand. It's not about offering the right incentives or holding the right position of power. Loyalty, in its truest form, is built through tests and trials. It is only through adversity that you will discover whether someone's loyalty to you is genuine or merely circumstantial. Loyalty is not about comfort. It is about enduring hardships together, overcoming challenges, and standing by each other when the world seems to be falling apart. We've all experienced the pain of misplaced trust. Think back to the times when you gave your loyalty freely, expecting others to do the same, only to find yourself betrayed. Perhaps it was a friend who turned their back when you needed them most. Maybe it was a partner who made promises they couldn't keep, leaving you emotionally shattered. These moments can be crushing because they expose a painful truth. We often trust too easily, believing that others will respond in kind. But what if, in reality, we've been living in an illusion about loyalty and trust? How many times have we ignored the signs, brushed off red flags, or justified someone's actions because we wanted to believe they had our best interests at heart? When we trust without testing, we are setting ourselves up for disappointment. It's easy to get caught up in the desire to feel connected, to have others show up for us, and to believe in the goodness of those around us. But without ever questioning the depth of their loyalty, we risk being blindsided by betrayal. Machiavelli understood this harsh truth better than most. His teachings remind us that loyalty is not a passive feeling. It's an active choice, forged through the fires of life's trials. When you blindly trust someone, you are not giving them the opportunity to prove their loyalty. You are relying on hope and sentiment rather than the reality of their actions under pressure. True loyalty isn't shown through words or promises. It's shown through consistency, integrity, and sacrifice during tough times. The painful lessons of betrayal and failure are not just tragedies. They are wake-up calls. They force us to reevaluate how we approach trust and loyalty in our relationships. These experiences are opportunities for growth, where we learn that loyalty isn't something we can take for granted. It is something that must be tested, proven, and earned. So I want to ask you, have you ever tested someone's loyalty? Or have you been living in a state of assumption, believing that loyalty is a given in your relationships? The truth is, many of us live in a bubble, surrounded by people who appear loyal, but in reality, we may never know their true feelings until they are tested. How many times have you been caught off guard by someone you thought you could trust? How many times have you forgiven someone because you believed in their potential, only to realize that they were never really there for you when it counted? The real question here is, are you willing to face this truth? Are you willing to confront the idea that loyalty must be earned through tests and trials, not freely given or assumed? It's time to stop living in the illusion that loyalty is something people inherently have. It's not. Loyalty must be built, and it must be tested. Only then can you truly trust that the people around you are with you for the right reasons, and not because it's convenient for them at the moment. This is the kind of awakening Machiavelli urges us to have, the understanding that loyalty isn't something we can take for granted. It's something that must be fought for, tested, and earned. So ask yourself, am I living in the illusion of loyalty, or am I willing to test it to uncover the truth? Now, after everything you've heard, think about the people you trust. Have they truly proven themselves worthy of your loyalty, or are you simply living in an illusion? It's easy to believe that those close to us will always be there, that their loyalty is a given. But as we've seen, loyalty isn't something that can be taken for granted. It's something that must be tested, earned, and continuously proven. The question is, how do you know if someone has earned your loyalty? Machiavelli's teachings offer a powerful insight. Loyalty must be tested, not just in others, but also in yourself. It's not enough to passively trust or expect loyalty to exist without challenges. The real test starts with you. How often do you truly challenge the loyalty of those around you? Not by being suspicious, but by facing difficult situations together and seeing who stands by you when it matters most. The people who stay, who act with integrity and consistency in times of hardship, are the ones who have earned your trust. But here's the deeper truth. Before you can test others, you need to test yourself. Are you the kind of person who truly earns the loyalty of others? Are you someone who shows up, even when it's difficult, even when it requires sacrifice? Loyalty is not a one-way street. It's a mutual exchange. You must reflect on whether you, too, are willing to be tested, to prove your loyalty in the hardest of times. So, I invite you to ask yourself, do I trust easily, or do I place people through a process of earning my trust? Do you give loyalty freely, or do you wait for the moments when your relationships are tested to see who truly stands with you? Loyalty is not about perfection. It's about consistency, sacrifice, and standing by each other when it counts the most. What do you think? Do you trust easily, or do you put people to the test before committing? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Share your experiences in the comments below, and let's discuss how we can all better navigate trust and loyalty in our lives. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more insights into human nature and the complex dynamics of relationships. Thanks for watching. And remember, loyalty is built through actions, not words.